take 1024, 44.
Right.
Y'all know what it is, man. T-REXZ and the legendary
Boss Hippy.
Y'all know what it is, man. We came here today to talk about a current project you just released. What's the name of that project?
Jason, Cali baby, Georgia boy, Florida man.
Alright. So I remember my first time hearing this project. I rode out to Tampa and we was just riding around, and I honestly didn't even know that this was him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just riding around, I'm bobbing, I'm like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So it was a totally different sound, you know what I'm saying, than what I'm used to hearing from him. And you know, I was kind of in a state of shock, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was pleasantly surprised. But, you know, tell us a little bit about this project and what inspired it.
This project was self-produced, and what inspired it was just the homies antagonizing me, telling me I ain't got it no more. You know how they do them old channel, you ain't got it channel, yeah, all that. And I'm like, dawg, what you talking about, man? I do this in my sleep. And you know, I started out with one song and went to 2, 3, and by the end of the weekend I had like 13, 14, and it was like, yeah, alright.
No doubt. Like, I noticed there's a big change in like the tempo of the tracks. Like the speed of the songs was a lot more up tempo. The album was very cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me personally, it was like a work of art. Like, it was so much different. Like, I know your prior projects like kind of had like a somber type of sound, and this one like was totally different from that. It was really upbeat, really vibrant, and very captivating. Like, it kept you hooked from the beginning to the end. What brought about that? It's a combination of everything I made to this point.
Like I said, the homies telling me all that, and life that was happening at the time. I was in between films, and that was my outlet. And musically, I just wanted to make something. I was inspired by like all my old projects. I'm listening to everything, and I'm like, how do I make something better than what I've done? And to me, I'm just not getting started. When I hear that, I'm like, whoa, it's something new right here.
Like, most of the time, you know, when we're working on music, like, it's hard to outdo your last projects. But I feel like you kind of was trying out things throughout your whole path to get to this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. Like, every album, I tried something new and different. Like, when I did the Hurricane album, the first couple of albums, I was learning how to, like, let me put these together while I'm producing. I'm usually doing albums with other producers, but I'm like, let me create something from scratch. And by the time I got to the Hurricane, it was like, all right, now let me try to mess with sampling joint. And then each album after that, it was like, all right, let me try this, let me try that. But the content has always been life, and just mixing this newfound, I guess, power in production, and just letting these words fly and these thoughts go. It's just like, we got what we got.
No doubt. Is there any specific tracks that you like most on the album, or?
Probably, I like City Beautiful a lot because the content of it, like it's talking about, that's like probably one of the best examples of life, because I'm talking about my son who last year he had to sit down for a year, and as a father, like, we always hear in hip hop how everybody went to jail and forget the dad, this and that. Well, now we in the era where the dads are now in the kids' life. Like, I know I'm in mine, so it was a point of view of hearing it from the father, and when I hear it, I'm like, I get chills. Like, I ain't even make it, like, cause it's real. Like, it's happening.
For real, no doubt. So, how was it like growing up in these different places? You're originally from
Cali. I was born in Cali, in LA.
And you moved. You've been to several different places. So
yeah.
Speak on that a little bit.
I started in California, LA, then Pomona, and then we moved to Georgia, South Cobb when I was in 5th grade, and then I went to the military, and after I went to the military, I started bouncing and going all these places, and I ended up in Florida, and I've been in Florida a long time, long time. So mixing all these sounds and just all these experiences, because I lived in other cities too, but them the 3 places that I grew. Like as a baby, as a kid, I was in Cali. That's where I spent my childhood. I spent my teen in Atlanta, and then as a man with children, I've been in Florida. So that's where that comes from.
No doubt. I feel like this sound that you cultivated now, like it's got like a universal bop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a gumbo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you was just messing around, but now you hit that mark.
I talk
You know what I'm saying?
From different cities and states all the time. Like it's just a constant mixture of sounds and conversations. So it's like I want to make something that's representative of just everything that I mess with, everything everywhere I've been, the dialects, the music, the cultures, the vibes, all of it.
No doubt. What do you want people to get out of hearing your music? How do you want a person to feel after they hear a project like what you know what I'm saying? What I heard. What do you want them to get out of it?
I would like them to find some relatability in it. It might not be able to relate to everything, but in the things that you can relate to, I would like it to like touch you. And then the things that you can't relate to, I want it to amaze you. So it's like that balance. Like I know some of the stuff I say it can go left, right, but I want you to be either felt. I either want you to feel it or be amazed by it.
No doubt. What do you feel is the biggest difference from your first album and your current album?
The first album I produced, or my first album period?
Your first album period.
Jesus Christ. That young man was all of 19 years old. And if you do the first big one, I got the deal, I was 23. And just from then to now, it's that's a dope question. It's growth. Like I went through my whole adulthood through my music, like from before the children, after not after the children, but you know, raising the children, like becoming a father. You hear that in the music. You hear just life, like growing up, going through these situations. Cause I talk about whatever's going on. So if I'm struggling, you hear the struggle. If I'm doing good, you hear it. If I'm in whatever situations, it's therapy for me. And I found a way to make my therapy sound good, I guess. So yeah, like over the years, from the first one to this one, like I know myself way more than I did then. Then I knew my situation, I knew my environment, I knew my hopes and dreams, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I done did everything I wanted to do, except for, I ain't gonna say what that except for is, but I've done everything I wanted to do, like on paper. So that's why I'm like, yeah.
And you've been on tour and you've been signed and stuff like that. How can you go into that a little bit? Like, what's the biggest challenges of being on tour and being with the record label and things like that?
You don't have it. Well, I didn't have no control, especially back then. I was like 23, 24. I was going with wherever the money was pointed at. This is what's happening, so that's what's going on. It led me to a lot of dope situations though, cause shit, I mean, you the artist. That's who you gonna meet. Who you gonna meet? And I met a lot of people and been in a lot of situations that give me a whole bunch of dope memories. And it's stuff that people probably don't even know, but it's just like it's in my memory bank. And just going through all that to getting to this point, but now I'm one of the people organizing it for other people, and it's like a full circle. It's a dope feeling.
No doubt. How do you balance?
Well, hold up. You did say what was the difference is, yeah, now I'm doing that on our own, so we're not going where the money going, we're going where we put our money instead of where the money's telling us. That's the difference. But yeah.
How do you balance work? You produce movies. You have children, relationships. You mix and master. You do all your own. How do you balance all of that?
smoke a lot of weed.
Bo's hippie.
Yeah, man. It's the military taught me structure. My mama taught me hustle. I put it all together. The big homies, we all into the same things. We just go, man. Like, I was taught a lot of different things, but one of the main things I was taught was it's never a right time, so just do it. So that's what I always think. Like, it's never gonna be. It's never gonna be.
Never gonna be a perfect time.
Yeah, it's like, do what you gotta do, and that leads you into getting to where you need to be. I don't have that fear. Like, I've survived before I even got into music. I survived 3 wartime situations, mortar rounds, explosions. Growing up in the places I grew up in, it's not like I grew up in the fucking mansion in the hills. Like, I grew up around situations. It's like I'm not that scared of much. So going to talk to people, that's really what a lot of this is. Networking, being able to talk to people. I don't have no fear. Like, the worst you're gonna tell me is no. And shit, let's top it up. Most of the time, you don't get that. You make these relationships, and we able to do what we can do now. And if you have that talent, you can't just have talent without these relationships. So it's all a balance. And then there's so many, especially when I do what I do, because I'm in two, 3 different worlds, like the film world and the music world. I have artists that don't know the actors and vice versa. And it's like 2 whole different worlds that I'm maneuvering in. And you just gotta have that balance. There's a lot of conversations that's been had, and it just keeps you going. And that's what I've been trained for. I've been training for this since I was a kid. I just didn't know it. But it's been my personality since I was little. I was always putting groups and people together. Like, let's try this, let's try that, let's do this.
And where are you striving to get to? What will be your peak or your zenith?
That's the $1 million question. I think I don't have an absolute answer for that. I know I like to see what the legacy is, and I would like the legacy to be brought people together and made something great, made a lot of things great. Like, I don't know where zenith would be. Like, the zenith would be when I'm in the box and it's all said and done. Like, boom, you could put your signature on it. He done did it.
I can already see you definitely inspired a lot of people. That's, you know what I'm saying, seeing what you're doing. No, that ain't no hope. I mean, I could definitely see that happening, you know what I'm saying, and having it right in front of your face, right in front of your eyes, you know what I'm saying. If you didn't do certain things, like, it's like a butterfly effect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, you inspired other people to believe they can do certain things, you know what I'm saying? So I salute you for that. If there was one word to describe you, what would it be?
Jason.
Okay.
The healer. That's a cook. My daddy's son. Like, I'm doing everything that's been in my DNA. My daddy did this when he was a young man, when he was alive doing his thing. He was putting groups together with his music. I'm sure
your dad was a musician as well, right? Correct? Right. What was his name?
Jesse Cook.
He was part of a group?
Yep. He started out with, he was in the Whispers when they were still a garage band building up. And he had his own thing in mind. But he has a lot of history with a lot of different groups. That was just one. Like, he's been in a lot of different gospel groups and funk groups and all that. But he was the man in that realm. And
what made you want to tap into movies?
Growing up in California, that was the first thing I ever wanted to do. They let me, cause my auntie did hair in the movies. I always tell that story, and she did in living color. And my mom used to let me sit up and watch in living color. And I would watch it just to see her name in the credits at the end, and I'd be hyped. And then I started trying to write my own scripts. I've been trying to write something. And when I was about 8 years old, 2nd grade, going to 3rd grade in summer school, they let me do a play. It was a Jungle Book, and it was like, when we did the whole thing, I was like, I didn't know I was gonna get recognition. The teacher came up at the end, everybody clapping. She was like, "That was this little boy here." They brought me in the front. I'm like, "Yeah," and my auntie was like, "All right, I see." And then just just seeing movies, watching my favorites, Tarantino, Spike Lee, Robert Townsend, Singleton, like, just seeing these guys, it was just like, man, like, I feel I know what it takes. I've never been to the school, but I've been in life and getting in production with, especially rocking with Devin, because he brought the cameras in my life. I just started to see how to put stuff together. When we went on our video run, I'm like, these are like mini movies. Like, we just got to put actual scripts, and guess what? Nigga, I write scripts.
No doubt, no doubt.
So, yeah.
I personally want to say, I think this current project you just put out is your dopest project to me. It's definitely a classic. Y'all definitely need to go check that out. Also check out his movies, Hustle Man, doing incredible things in the city. So please go check that out. Let the people know where to check that out and all that.
Man, you can find it everywhere you listen to music at. You listen to it on iTunes, it's on the Apple, it's on the Tidal, whatever, Spotify. Just type in Boss Hippy, HIPPY, no IE, because there ain't no pie in me. And then you can see it on there with all them other joints I made. My last four was just flawless if you ask me, but yeah, man, you get to this one and it's like
West Coast nigga down south. Shout it just the West Coast nigga down south. Shout it just from the home of the B's and C's and good weed. Raised in the A where they trapping the 13. What you mean?